Hey guys, check it out. Xbox Backs here again with another new champ kind of review here. Now, you know, this champ just came out, or could be old, depending on when you guys are watching this, but this is just going to be a quick, in-depth review, really quick on her skills, what she's good at, what items I would choose, as well as her Transcendence pack, to kind of show you, you know, hey, the initial kind of output for it, but again, only time will tell which kind of skills and you know, UTs and ultimate weapons, stuff like that, if they're needed or not. But anyway, let's dig into it. So, her very first skill here, I know there is a lot of reading on this, but you can see here, Sweet Blood, right? Basically, this particular skill, it's a really, really good one. The thing is her Sweet Blood only stacks up to 5 times, which isn't bad. And, you know, right out of the gate, some of you guys are probably going, wow, she's actually very similar to Epis, and you're right. A lot of her skills are very similar. She has a kind of a hint of kind of the Revive Arch skill, even though Arch only does it once. She can actually do it multiple times, but we're going to get into that. So Sweet Blood is definitely spammable, definitely a good attack. You know, it again, a stack Sweet Blood. There's nothing a lot to say here. There is a lot of text right there, but nonetheless, it's her spammable skill, right? She basically, it's kind of her sustain without having a lot of lifesteal on her items. Next up is going to be Soaking Blood. Now, this is so-so. It only stacks again up to 6 times, but again, also steals HP equal to 25% of the damage, which is huge. Again, very self-sustaining. Soaking Blood is still very good, but the big one for her is going to be this one right here, which is called Blood Liberation. Now, this one also is going to be kind of, you know, a stackable Blood Liberation. Now, the thing here is she can revive, right? Only if her S2 is not on cooldown. So that's something to kind of remember, that, you know, if you want her to keep coming back to life, you gotta make sure that you have your S2, right, not up to, not on cooldown. And that's, I know that's gonna be hard to do, especially for some of you guys who put this thing on auto, but you get it, right? Now, her passive is huge. Her passive, again, gives kind of that kind of buff to herself. And it's one of the best ones I think I've seen with some of the new characters that are coming out. So her passive, ultimately friggin' awesome. Now, a lot of you guys are asking, is she ultimate weapon, you know, needed? Is it required? The answer is yes. I mean, she's not going to be a huge damage dealer if you don't have her ultimate weapon. You could see here, yeah, I mean, this thing stacks like crazy. I mean, if someone were to get this thing to 5 or 4, let alone 3, it's going to be insane. But we're going to come back to that here in a second. Now, some of you guys are probably asking as well, you know, what do I choose as far as Transcendence perks go? Now, as you guys can see, the Transcendence perks themselves, there's a couple ways that you can do this. I think most people, you know, especially for an assassin, kind of an AoE assassin, are going to go T1, of course, T2, 4, and then, of course, T3 is tough. You're probably going to pick T3 top, number 2, and then it kind of depends, right? On T3 bottom, you're either going to pick 2 or 3. I haven't had yet the time to test this to see which one the damage output is most, but I keep thinking it's going to be T3, number 2, by far. And then, of course, you want her T5 dark. By far, those ones are going to be the keys, so you can kind of mix and match on your T3 to kind of see which one fits you best, but most of the other ones are going to be right there. Now, as far as her kind of UTs go, it's kind of, well, her UTs, you know, if we rank them on a scale of kind of 1 to 10, they're all right. They're not really devastating in comparison to some of the other UTs that are out there. So you guys can kind of see here, you know, Blessing of, I believe her ultimate trusters are oh geez, I forgot the names of them. But you know, again, the UTs, they are required. I'll probably just pull them up if I haven't already. They're definitely great to have, right? I mean, the extra utility, sure. The big one here is going to be which treasure, which artifact you guys use for her. And I've seen some people use, of course, Trident of the Deep, which is great because you want a lot of those hits. And when she starts to trigger Trident of the Deep is really when that DPS and everything really starts to shine. I've also seen some people put the cow on her, or the cowbell. It's also great. It's more a sustainable, right? It's a sustainable kind of DPS comparison to a burst DPS like the Trident of the Deep. Either or, I don't know which way is best. I prefer kind of the overall attack instead of kind of the burst, but again, it's all kind of personal preference. Now, what type of gear? Again, I always use Black Dragon gear. I haven't had yet to need something else other than unless you're like a Phillip or something like that. But that is my overall, you know, kind of initial view of this new champ. You know, I think she's going to be pretty good. It's going to be it's a little bit different. It's an assassin DPS, AEO DPS, which is different, right? Most assassins are just single target, but she tends to kick, you know, more damage out. And again, her S1 here, if we go over here, you know, or sorry, her S1 or skill 1 is this is awesome. You know, the more enemies she hits, right, the bigger the cooldown is going to be. So you're able to kind of almost spam this thing, especially if you get a lot of mana regen, or you have a hero that gives extra mana regen. So only time will tell. Let me know what you guys think of this guide. It's just, again, a quick one of, you know, that I thought I could do for her. Thanks again, guys.